Hello everyone, welcome to the presentation game. This is a game thank you. My goodness. This is a good game. I've seen quite a few people play it online and I thought it'd be fun to make the office do it. Subject them to it, test their comedy, get a little improv going. If you don't know how this works...
I don't.
You don't? Well, let me tell you. This is a slideshow filled with slides that none of us have ever seen before, and we get given prompts that are conveniently put in this mug, thread mug, merch store coming soon. Other brands of mug are available, but they're not as good. And so yeah, we get given a prompt, and then we have to do a presentation using the random slides as inspiration. So let's see how it goes. Let's go! So I'm picking my prompt. It's quite a good reaction to that. First prompt, here we go.
Yes, Elliot. Come on.
I am telling children's bedtime story.
Yeah.
That's quite an easy one.
Okay.
Once upon a time, in a magical land, there was a dude. Chilling, as you can see, quite a magical land. And he needed to get to an interview. He needed to get to an interview for his dream job, which was pizza delivery. I think he overdressed for the interview, but you know, it's always, you can never make a first impression twice. So anyway, he was late to his interview because he faced delays in the form of... We'll never know. But it's important that he was running late for the story. He couldn't think things could get much worse until he bumped into... Unfortunately, his interview was on an island, and he needed to get to the island. But it was a big storm, and obviously that makes travelling by sea difficult, which is why he was running late. Now we know. But don't worry, because he had with him God. God is always with us, and if God is with us, we can never truly be, you know, in too dire a situation. So he prayed for the storm to die down, and God answered his prayers, and in no time...
This could not physically get any better!
I like the watermark as well. Unfortunately, God wasn't in the best of moods today. He decided that we have enough pizza delivery men out in the world. And so God said no, clearly demonstrated here by this more extreme image. And so, yeah. It's okay. Because after this, he decided to change his career ambitions and instead, almost out of spite, he invented plants that grow pizza so that no one ever needed pizza to be delivered again. And that is the end of the story. There we go.
I'm curious to know what you do with the next one.
Oh, okay. Anyway, he lived happily ever after with... No! I'm out!
Right, so what am I working with? Online dating video. Oh, it's been a while. Hello everyone, my name is Jamie, and basically there's a few things I want you to know about me. I'm a bachelor, and basically we're going to get into some of the highlights right now. I think you should come out with me because, to start, I like my horses nice and fat. If you have animals, I will overfeed them. I'll make sure they are happy and that they love you. Basically, the best aspect of my personality is animal abuse. I'm very efficient with putting things away, and that includes the pets. If the pets are irritating you, I will not hesitate to shove your cat in a jar. So the places I would take you to. I would take you to Barack Obama's private island. Very exclusive. Yeah, let you meet the man himself. Maybe replicate like a famous mic drop or something. So who I'm looking for, what sort of girl I'm looking for. Basically, you'll be perfect for me if...
You're a furry.
if you watch children's programs, because I myself am a big child. Basically, looks-wise, what I'm going for is... Basically, I just want you to let it hang all up. You know, you're working with. Don't be shy, don't be shy. My age criteria is... I feel like a lot of older people these days like SpongeBob, don't they? Oh, baby. Yeah, so basically, if you like SpongeBob and or Barack Obama and big fat kangaroos and shoving animals in jars, then I might be the man for you.
What's your personal motto?
My personal motto? Yeah, let's go again. Personal motto is...
Why? Please.
If you're a pig, I'll still date you. Why not?
Right, I am. Oh, okay. Of course I get this one. Politician desperately trying to save their career after some serious allegation. So, thank you all for coming.
Yeah.
Everyone. Yeah. Okay, if you do that the whole time, I'm not going to be able to say it again. I realise that this is a serious time and we're all very busy at the moment in our cabinets, given that the world is currently dealing with a crisis of myxomatosis that has evolved to affect humans. So despite those circumstances, I'm glad you could all gather here to talk about my leadership. I realise that many of you might be feeling a little bit some of you might be feeling a little bit unclean. But I want to assure you that I will not be quiet on this issue, and I will explain to you what happened. Okay, so on the night in question, I was sitting there with my wife. I don't know why it has to be a male politician, with my husband, with my wife, and I'm a female politician.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, getting some points back. You know, I knew that there was press there, but I just wanted to enjoy time with my family. And who was to walk in? But who was to walk in? But the last being I would have expected from a wormhole, my cosmic Aunt Mouse. So I couldn't help but react like... Listen, we go way back, and I'd had a little bit too much to drink. I deeply regret my actions, but I just want to say that I did not have sexual relations with that space house. I did not. In fact, the person I did have sexual relations with was... And I want to say right now that I am not ashamed. I am not ashamed of our love, and I think that the policies we've worked on together involving the NHS will revolutionise this establishment. So, in conclusion, I would just like to say that moving forward, this establishment needs to be focusing far more on... sake.
Sex education lesson. Here we go. All right. Gather around, boys and girls. It's time to learn a bit about the old rumpy pumpy. As you can see, most people would think sex is like this. Two young brothers embracing one another. It is quite wholesome to a degree. In reality, sex is a bit more difficult. It's more like this.
Jesus!
Oh no! Oh no!
She's more like the hand.
Oh no!
So find a way to really embrace and enjoy your partner in any way that they like. Even, as you can see, Ramsey's not fully enjoying it, but Squidward is definitely having a good time. But the third man, he's missing out. He's doing something different, and that's what we call a solo experience. And that looks a bit like this. This is what the typical male fantasy looks like. It is what we dream of every night before bed. During puberty, this is when you often experience a wet dream. This creature greets you to wish you good luck on your journey. He treats you with some special sauce. But what's the sauce made out of, I wonder?
Oh, okay.
Oh no. So, dogs drive cars full of this sauce to your house. They don't know where it comes from. And then your parents, they'll take it in, don't worry, when you're older you understand, because this is only, lesson 1. We get there. To wrap things up, I think it's important, the key thing to remember about sex is that you should use lotion. Thank you.
I'm going to be arguing in court for custody of my children. So, a while back, my husband caught me with this man. I don't want to go into detail about what happened. All I can say is that I'm not proud of myself. The relationship ended about 2 minutes ago. And it won't be happening again because deep down, the most important thing for me in life is my children. They bring to me a sense of cake. And without cake, I wouldn't be happy, as I love cake. So essentially what I'm trying to say is that please don't take my children, because without them I would be reduced to this croc, who we can clearly see is having a bit of a midlife crisis. So I'd like to avoid that, and I'd like to close the statement by saying, ex-husband, if you can hear me, children, I love you, and our future will be great. Our future will hold so much. So much. Oh no.
Best man speak. Thank you so much for being here, everybody. Lovely to see all your faces. I know I was so excited to be here today to finally see this guy get married. This is my boy Trevor. We've been best friends for about 7 years, through thick and thin. But probably one of my favourite memories from the two of us is when we.
What are the shoes still in the background?
Is when we took off Sonic the Hedgehog's shoes at a fancy dress party. We were all just hammered, and there was this guy who came dressed in a very convincing costume, I might add. And that's probably my favourite cherished memory. But I've even been there for Trevor's lowest moments, such as when he went through a bit of a crisis a couple years back, and he thought he just wanted to freshen up his life by getting a ill-conceived thread logo tattoo on his fur. I'm really hoping that him and his wife, him and his unnamed wife, together, I'm hoping that they live a long, unorthodox life together, and I hope that their future looks a bit like this.
We just apologise to anyone wearing headphones.
I mean, at this point, Trevor's a cat, he's marrying a snake, and I feel like that kind of strange left field approach to love can only be extended to also clapping extraterrestrial cheeks. And I think it's something that we should all strive for one day, maybe. Thank you for coming, and please help yourself to refreshments, which are light a fire. Light a fire in reception. Thank you so much for coming. Have a great night. I will take you to some great places we can sightsee, to places such as the land of Spyro. If you're into dragons, like that's cool. I'm down for that. When we get back to mine,